What does the month of December 2023 hold for us, our future, and the future of our world? Shocking events, of course, including huge events that take place on and around holidays, specific holidays. Major changes and shifts in weather patterns, including shifts in the tectonic plates that bring about big earthquakes and more volcanic eruptions, of course. The December 21st solstice is going to bring in an energy of union and togetherness, which will be quite nice. Today, I will give you a glimpse into December 2023's numerology, astrology, and the energy so that you know what to expect and how to take advantage of the magic of December, along with very specific predictions from my spirit guides that you're going to want to hear today. This is my December 2023 Predictions and Energy Report. Satnam, welcome, beautiful friends, beautiful souls, and welcome to December 2023. And a big happy birthday goes out to all our December Sagittarians and our late December Capricorns. A happy birthday to you. And if you have a birthday coming up, you are not going to want to miss the video, Most Powerful Day of the Year. I'll leave a link up above. This video can show you how to take advantage and harness the magic of the most powerful day of the year, your birthday. So let us move on to the one vibration of December, because that is what December is. December carries with it the sacred vibration of the number one. The one in numerology is all about new beginnings, fresh new beginnings. It's all about infinite potential that's stirring up within our beautiful hearts. This is a time to set goals for the new year, especially. The universe is giving us the perfect opportunity right now to start new things, to set new goals, and get things going, especially for the upcoming new year of 2024. What a powerful, perfect alignment the universe has given us in the month of December. Although, you may be quite a bit ungrounded in the month of December. When we're in a one vibration, we tend to be a little bit all over the place, a little bit forgetful at times. So make sure that you take time to meditate, prayer, ground your energy, connect with nature. If you're in a warm climate, go out, walk around barefooted, connect to the energies of the earth. This will help you not be so all over the place in that one vibrational energy, because the one can do that to us. Because it's like you were just born all over again. We got to start all over again. Perfect opportunity, again, to set those goals and intentions for 2024. In the realm of numerology, the one vibration is literally the architect of our destiny. Remember also that your thoughts and your words are literally the blueprints to your future. So you really got to be mindful of what you're thinking and what you're saying all the time, but especially when you're in a one vibration, because this is going to set the whole literal blueprint for 2024. This is a great opportunity, especially if you sit down and write things down and so forth. Now, the do's and don'ts of the one vibration so that you can take advantage and navigate through the one vibration with ease and joy. The do's, we'll start with the do's. Initiate new projects, of course. It's all about that. It is a catalyst for fresh starts. So seize the month of December as a time to project what it is you want to manifest in the future. Embrace independence. Celebrate your individuality. Very, very important thing to do when we're in the one vibration. Embrace opportunities. Take opportunities that come your way. And remember, there are no coincidences, and nothing comes our way or crosses our path by coincidence. So seize the opportunity and embrace independence. Express authenticity. Be true to yourself, my friends. Be true to yourself in all your endeavors in the month of December. Allow your authentic voice to speak and resonate, and let your actions reflect on your core being. Very, very important due to the one vibration. Along with cultivating self-confidence. Cultivate a little self-confidence. Look in the mirror every day. Tell yourself that you're an amazing, awesome, beautiful human being. Work on that self-confidence, because again, this is setting you off and setting off your whole year of 2024. Focus on personal growth. It's all about personal growth. December allows us to plant our seeds into the fertile field so that we can grow amazing things and fruits of our future. Take advantage of it. Moving on to the don'ts of the one vibration. One thing you don't want to do when you're in a one vibration, and we should never do really, but especially in the one vibration, is resisting change. Humans are very, very resistant to change because change can be really difficult and challenging. But the outcome's always great. With change comes more wisdom, more knowledge, and more beautiful things that are presented in our lives. So make sure in the month of December that you do not resist change. Stop clinging on to the old patterns, stop clinging on to the old fears, embrace the unknown, and know that there is great potential for profound growth in your life. Don't fear independence, because having a fear of independence is not a good thing to do in a one vibration. Instead, do the opposite. Embrace your independence and trust your instincts to guide you. That full moon in Cancer is going to heighten your intuitive abilities that's coming up. So embrace that. Let your instincts, let your intuition, let your spirit guides guide you. And don't fear independence. Don't suppress your individuality either. Remember, you are a unique individual with unique qualities, so do not resist the temptation. Whatever you do in the one vibration, the one thing you don't want to do is suppress your individuality. Remember, you're a unique individual, and that's your greatest asset is your uniqueness. So embrace that. Let your unique individual self shine like never before. And at the same time, a big don't in the one vibration is don't procrastinate. Procrastination is just going to set you back instead of setting you forward. Remember, we're ending off a year, stepping into a new year. Procrastination is just going to screw things up even more. Do not procrastinate, especially when we get into the Mercury retrograde coming in on the 13th of December. And more than anything, never doubt yourself. Never doubt yourself. Know that you're an amazing individual, and the one vibration is going to allow that to shine. And once you doubt yourself, you're going to fail. Don't doubt. Instead, know the power that you have within you and the power that stirs within your heart. And the one vibration is going to set you off to a new year like never before. The energies will become a little bit more optimistic as the solstice energy rings in on the 21st of December. And even more so when the full moon enters Cancer on the 26th of December. Cancer and the full moons both are going to heighten our intuition, and of course they're going to heighten our emotions as well. But I feel that this particular round of emotions will actually be more of the positive emotions that will bring us more joy, more of a celebratory type of energy that comes in with the emotions of December's full moon on the 26th. With that said, let's move on to the astrology of December 2023. On December 4th through the 29th of December, we have Venus entering Scorpio. Venus, of course, being the planet of love and desire, it's going to plunge us into the depths of Scorpio, which is going to encourage us to explore the intensity of our emotions. Lots of emotions and roller coaster emotions in the month of December, with all the water influences, but it doesn't all have to be negative emotions. I would actually say the latter half of December would be the opposite and be more joyful emotions. And again, celebratory type of emotions. So get out there, celebrate, be joyful, friends, and let Venus and Scorpio inspire your relationships. On December 12th, we have the new moon going into the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius being the adventurer. And that's going to also heighten the new beginning energies that we have with the one vibration and numerology in December. So it's a perfect time on the new moon, of course, as always, but especially this new moon, to set your intentions, set your goals. And remember, it's more powerful when you write things down. Thank the universe for all the blessings that happened this year, but also sit down and write a letter to the universe as if you're a year ahead, that you stepped into a time machine, thanking the universe for all the amazing things that happened to you in 2024. It's a very, very powerful way of setting your intentions. And this new moon energy, it's going to be a little disorienting, actually, which usually we experience during a full moon. But for some reason, this particular energy that's coming in with the Sagittarian and all of that is going to bring about a little bit of confusion, to say the least. So you might feel a little disoriented around the 12th, and even a few days before and a few days after. Not only that, people may experience vertigo symptoms, and the best thing you can do is get lots of rest, lots of sleep, especially being we have these energies that are affecting us with bugs and viruses and such, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But that new moon is a very special new moon. They're all special, but this one's extra special because it's the end of the year and it's the last new moon of 2023. So be sure to set your intentions and set your goals, knowing deep down in your heart that they are already coming to fruition in the future. On December 13th, we have the Mercury retrograde, the dreaded Mercury retrograde, entering into the sign of Capricorn. I'm not sure why everybody dreads Mercury retrogrades. Well, not everybody, but many people do. Oh my God, it's a retrograde. Well, there's lots of other planets that go into retrograde that can affect us even more than just Mercury. The problem is Mercury affects communications, and in turn, being communications are affected, and sometimes people lack communication skills as is, it just heightens the intensity of the Mercury retrograde. This Mercury retrograde, like all of them, is an important time for us to clear things, to let go of things, especially before stepping into a new year. At the same time, it's a cosmic event with the Capricorn influence that allows us to kind of reassess everything in our lives. Review our goals, our plans, our ambitions, and all of these things. Because, again, we're stepping into a new year and you want to take advantage of that. So don't dread the Mercury retrograde as much. The first part of the Mercury retrograde isn't going to be so challenging. It's when we come out of it and it shifts into another sign that it's going to become more challenging. On December 21st, we have the magic in the celebrations of the solstice ceremonies coming in. The sun is also going to enter Capricorn, which is going to make this a turning point of magic. Remember, our ancient ancestors celebrated the solstice as the end, the new beginnings. And that's what that's going to present for all of us. Rebirth, renewal, symbolizing the return of the light to our ancient ancestors as well and to us. So use this time to connect to your inner strength, to set your intentions for personal growth. And again, to our ancestors, it was New Year's. New Year's didn't start on January 1st. It started on December 21st. On December 23rd, the Mercury retrograde takes a little bit of a turn, and its journey moves into the sign of Sagittarius once again. This transition is going to allow us to revisit things and to literally shift and change our beliefs, our philosophies, and even revisiting the past as much as we may not want to. But remember, revisiting the past will allow us to bring healing into our current time and into our future. So don't resist the retrograde because it can be very beneficial, helpful, a little bit of a struggle, but that's okay. On December 26th, the full moon will illuminate our skies in the nurturing sign of Cancer. This is going to emphasize the importance of our home life, our family life, and our emotional well-being. It's also a time to release things that no longer serve us on an emotional level. So therefore, there will be lots of emotions. At the same time, it won't be as usual. It'll be a little unusual. And the aspect that will be more emotional, if we allow ourselves to tap into it, of course, enjoy. And again, celebration. It's the perfect time and the time of year that we're supposed to be anyway. So tap into that aspect of the energy on the full moon and it'll make things a lot more harmonious for you and more balanced in your private life and in your public life. On December 29th, we have Venus moving over into the adventurous sign of Sagittarius. This is a time when love will be much more optimistic with a tone of adventure. So this is going to encourage us to seek out joy and new horizons within our relationships. Before December 30th rings in and Jupiter goes direct into Taurus, the planet of expansion. This is going to make our year end off really lovely. It can help bring stability into the new year for you. So remember to take advantage of all these astrological points in setting your intentions, setting your goals for 2024 and the rest of the month of December, of course, as well. And remember what I said, sit down and write a letter of gratitude for a year ahead of what you want for 2024. The best time for you to sit down and write that letter would be, of course, December 21st on the solstice. But anytime, the new moon would also be a great time to do that as well. So get out there and make the best out of the month of December. Before I move on with some very specific predictions from my spirit guides, Team Spirit, I want to take a moment to welcome you to my channel, back to my channel. My name is Joseph Tittel, aka Spiritman JT, and I am grateful that you are here with me today. If you want accurate predictions, prophecy, and truth, you found the perfect tribe. Smash that subscribe. Click the bell and all so that you get notifications. Thank you for showing your love by clicking that like button. A lot of time and energy goes into preparing all this content for you. And I appreciate you showing your love by clicking that like. I also appreciate all my supporters who make this free content possible for everybody else. Down below, you'll find the link to my newsletter and also a link to access my live 2024 predictions that will be recorded on the 23rd of December. So check that out down below. The newsletter is free as well. So be sure to sign up so that you know what's going on and what's happening. Now let us move on with some specific predictions for December 2023. Storms and earthquake activity are going to heighten in the month of December, especially when we reach that final energy shift of 2023 that's going to come flowing in on the December 26th full moon in Cancer. Cancer, of course, representing water. Therefore, we're going to see lots of water and lots of precipitation in the month of December, no matter where you happen to be. We're going to see severe floods, especially across the southern continent, the Middle East, Asia, and Africa. South Africa, which was already flooded, and Middle East, Dubai was underwater, and I would not at all be surprised to see Dubai go underwater again. Afghanistan, parts of the Middle East are going to be washed away with waters. This in turn will give way to mudslides and rock slides as well. I would warn our friends in California, Washington, and the state of Oregon as well, with major floods, blizzard-like conditions in the higher elevations giving way to 2 to 4 feet of snow in some areas, including avalanches, and this would also include the state of Colorado as well. One of the visions of an avalanche that Spirit shows me is of a lodge, or looked like a lodge to me, and half of it was buried under the snow from this avalanche. I would also tell our friends in New England and upstate New York that you will be blanketed in a combination of snow and ice throughout the month, especially when we get closer to the holidays, while the country England and parts of the UK are going to be dealing with the same exact thing. Storms will have a major effect when it comes to the holidays. Snow, ice, everything and anything you don't want during the holidays. Remember, it's Mercury retrograde. Therefore, that affects travel, communications. You're not going to want to travel in the weather if it's snowy or icy out. Remember, we're in that accident-prone energy, which I'll tell you about again in a moment. So you're going to want to be safe. I would tell you that there's also going to be a lot of travel cancellations. I see people sleeping at the airport. I don't know what airport, but they're sleeping at the airport, unfortunately, during the holiday. Who wants to be stuck at the airport on Christmas Eve? So be aware if you're traveling during that time period, have a backup plan, and always expect delays during a Mercury retrograde. I would also warn, of course, that there are going to be major shifts and movements in Mother Earth's tectonic plates, giving way to more large earthquakes, including potentially several large earthquakes, but definitely one like we saw earlier this year hitting places like Turkey, Morocco. I would expect that there could be 3 that come right in a row, close together. Now, on Tuesday's show coming up, next Tuesday, today's December 1st, so whatever day Tuesday happens to be, the 5th or the 4th or whatever, I will go into more detail with specific areas of concern for earthquakes and weather events, and again, more predictions. So don't forget to subscribe down below, click the bell and all so that you get notifications. A big reminder that we are still in that accident-prone energy through the month of December and even moving into early January. But the month of December, it's going to intensify with the energy shift, the Mercury retrograde, and all of that is just going to make it even more intense. So I tell you, friends, be mindful. If you're doing anything at all that could cause harm or injury through an accident, Sometimes the craziest things happen with accidents. So just again, be mindful. Don't be in fear, because otherwise you're going to cause yourself to end up in an emergency room. Even be cautious when you're chopping your veggies on your chop block. This will also, of course, bring a rise to emergency room visits and a major rise in automobile accidents and motor vehicle accidents, especially mid to late December, increasing due to weather events as well. In November, we witnessed the crazy vehicle crash that happened on the Rainbow Bridge that connects New Yorkers to Canadians, the vehicle that was engulfed in flames. I would tell you to expect similar incidents and accidents, especially involving bridges. Bridges are going to be a big focus. The accident-prone energy will also give way to several bus accidents. One that appears to me to hit mainstream news as a big story. I believe it could be because this particular accident involves either a musician or some type of a tour bus of some sort. I saw one bus in my visions engulfed in flames, but Spirit said to me, those are not by accident, but by design. Being Spirit said the word those, even though I only had a vision of one, Spirit said those. So I would take that there's going to be several buses that are engulfed in flames for one reason or another. Probably mostly related to the crazy chaos and protest happening, especially right after the holiday of Christmas. On the subject of buses still, and a different prediction, I feel that there's going to be some type of a bus heist. That's right, a bus heist. Or a kidnapping, bus kidnapping. Not that it's kids, it could be adults. But I see something that involves either a school bus or involves, of course, people on the bus and, unfortunately, a psychopath. A psychopath that feels the need to take hostages into a situation. And therefore, I believe this would probably be something that would occur either in the Middle East, perhaps Israel, or if not, somehow related to that conflict between the two. We'll just have to sit back and see if this does come into fruition. Spirit shows me a vision of a bridge collapsing. And in this vision, I'm not clear how it happens exactly, but it happens. I saw in the vision vehicles plunging off the bridge into cold, icy waters. So that makes me believe that I may be either in the United States, especially the northern part of the United States, perhaps even in Canada. Although Russia and the cold areas of Russia also came to mind, but separately and afterwards. So bridges are going to be a big focus for some reason over the next few months, between now and at least February, all basically being highlighted in the month of December. Of course, bridges take us to the other side, helps us cross the road, so we can take this as being symbolic as well. Not only symbolic, Spirit showing me bridges, but I would also tell you to not at all be surprised if we actually see multiple bridge collapses, and not all necessarily in the month of December again, but over the next few months. Spirit showed me a vision of plane wreckage. Actually, several, because in my visions, I believe that the debris scattered and the visions that I had were actually two separate wreckages altogether. However, it's interesting, I did not actually see the plane crashing, but instead I saw the visions of the aftermath. In one of these, it was in a body of water, which appeared to me to be more like a river. And what popped in my mind was the incident that I predicted that happened. It was crazy, actually, when Captain Scully landed his plane in the Hudson River. And that was a successful landing. I don't even think there was any injuries, but definitely no fatalities. But on the other hand, in my vision, it didn't look so good. Because it looked like one of the wings of the plane were broken off, floating in the water. And it looked like there was a bridge nearby. So it was close to a bridge, but not necessarily hitting the bridge. I didn't see that. And again, I didn't see the plane crash. I only saw the vision of the after debris. The second one I saw was a debris field, scattered at least a mile in length. And it looked like partially on a field and then all wooded area. Perhaps maybe this plane was trying to hit the field, but ended up in the wooded area. And these don't look like little planes to me, especially this huge debris field that I'm seeing. This would have to be a major airliner of some sort. I believe that could be occurring somewhere over in Europe. Not sure again why or how, and I also feel there's a big hill or a mountain nearby where this one particular one is. So, again, we'll have to be mindful and don't allow this to scare you into flying. If you're meant to go, you're going to go no matter where you are or what you're doing. So enjoy your life, celebrate, and just be mindful that these events will come into fruition in the future. The new moon that comes flowing in on the 12th of December is going to actually move right across part of China. Therefore, I would tell you that there's going to be many stories that will come breaking out of China between the dates, actually a couple days before the new moon and a few days after. So I would say from the dates the 9th to the 15th of December to expect there to be really huge stories that come breaking out of China. Spirit says to expect there to be more solar geomagnetic storms that hit, and in turn they're going to ignite the northern lights, borealis, in areas once again where they are rarely seen, and again where they're never seen. That's always interesting to see the movement of the northern lights. This also indicates that there will be a big shift in our consciousness because the geomagnetic storms affect everything. The earth, our energy, the animals, and so forth. So therefore, when this does occur, it would be likely around the time of this big earthquake that I predict is going to occur. And a volcanic eruption, huge. I've been predicting it for a while, and I believe that volcanic eruption, huge eruption, is coming in the month of December. Unfortunately, Israel's going to take their conflict to the other side of the Gaza Strip. I forget which side's which. I think they got the north, so therefore the southern side is going to end up being demolished. I told you months ago that they were going to level it all purposefully so that they can take over that land, even though they say they're not interested in it. Guaranteed they end up taking over that land. And unfortunately, it's going to be several different types of attacks on Israel that's going to cause them more reason to demolish the other half of the Gaza. I would also say that there's going to be, unfortunately, global attacks when it comes to synagogues. So if you belong to a synagogue, be mindful. And if you see anything out of the ordinary, do report it to your local law enforcement. Spirit warns us to be extremely mindful and alert when it comes to so much disinformation and propaganda being shoved down our throats and in our faces in the month of December online and on social media platforms. This in turn will bring more confusion and unfortunately more division as well. Be very, very aware of what you're reading when it comes to anything online. Be aware that there will be manipulated pictures to make you believe you're seeing something that you're not seeing. Edited videos that are edited for you to see it in a false form. And even more concerning, artificial intelligence fake videos. On a positive note, these will be revealed in January. Some of them, not all of them, but the truth will be revealed, which unfortunately is going to make many people who stand behind these false stories feel awfully salty when they realize that they were standing behind fake news and false information. Sadly, I feel that there's going to be some type of rampage or several rampages when it comes to shopping malls and outdoor shopping places. Like, for example, they set up little Christmas villages for shopping. That's the best example I could come up with. When I say rampage, I think of a couple of things. First, I think of the kids in Philly who went on that rampage of being little dirtball thieves. So looting, I guess that would be the word for that. Not riding, but looting, but also rampages that include pow pow, unfortunately. I see one of these occurring, of course, several within the United States, but I would tell our friends in Canada, don't think that you're going to be free of this. Trudeau's going to pass similar laws to Biden, allowing people to go in and steal stuff. I don't know if that's already happening in Canada. They don't show us here in the United States, but it's going to happen. Not only there, but also Europe, especially likely France, and that could be where the pow pow comes in, and of course Israel as well. Back in January, I made predictions telling you for 2023 we would see an uprising and protests like nothing we've ever witnessed before, in decades anyway, and that's exactly what's happening. These protests already existing are going to magnify, spreading globally and becoming larger, especially when we step into that energy shift December 26th and into the month of January. Protests that are sadly going to become violent, and Spirit warns that our peaceful protesters to be alert of groups that are going to be set into place to purposely cause violence to erupt. Do not feed into it. I also have visions of police coming in, being bullies, beating innocent people like they do. Not all of them. Again, I don't speak for all of them. There's lots of good law enforcement people out there, but some of them take the advantage. And as I said before, I wouldn't be surprised to see martial law called in some city in the near future. December, but definitely in January. I predicted back in September and even earlier this year that come the fall season and early winter season, which we're in right now, that there would be huge outbreaks. Even outbreaks of new viruses or bugs, including a potential for an extremely high flu and cold season, which is exactly the case. I'm battling a cold myself right now. So we're already seeing this happening in many places, even with the kids with the pneumonia in Ohio and happening over in Japan and other countries. It's spreading rapidly. Different types of bugs and different types of things. That's why we need to be very mindful and cautious when we're out and about. We're unfortunately going to also see a return of the mask. That's right. A return of the mask, but not in the way that we saw it back in 2020. We're going to see a return of the mask in some schools that are going to make it mandatory, which will become controversial in some towns or cities. We're also going to see colleges, small schools like high schools and grade schools, but some colleges that'll implement a mandatory mask mandate as well. While we see some of these schools closing their doors temporarily due to outbreaks within the school, sending in teams to sanitize school grounds. Again, this would be both grade schools, high schools, and colleges as well. But I will tell you, more importantly than anything, this will start to heighten towards the end of December, but especially when we get into January and February. But the biggest heightened period would probably be the end of December into early January. And I tell you, more than anything, be mindful and know that this too shall pass. Some important dates to pay attention to in the month of December. The one that pops out at me the most is December 22nd. It's the day after the solstice, and into our ancient ancestors, it was the beginning of the new year. 22 is a master number in numerology. Lots of things going on astrologically and energetically in between that time period of the solstice and the full moon on the 26th. So the 22nd pops out at me quite strongly. I believe that could also be perhaps a Jewish holiday or a fasting on the 22nd. Our Jewish friends will remind us down below if that's the case. I'm not sure. I apologize for my uneducated guess, but I think it's a good guess. Other dates that pop out, December 7th, December 11th, the 15th, and the 24th and 25th. That really, besides the 22nd, the 24th and 25th pop out at me quite strongly. Because Christmas Eve and Christmas Day fall between the solstice and the beginning of the energy shift full moon on the 26th. That's an intense week, friends, an intense time period. So I would expect both big things to happen in the way of weather events, earthquakes to happen perhaps on the 24th and 25th themselves, along with, like I said earlier, lots of people being stranded in places like airports and even on the highways due to storms and roads that aren't moving. Cars and vehicles stuck on the roads in snow. This will happen mainly in January, but we're going to see it during the holidays. And that concludes my December predictions and energy report. I very much hope that you enjoyed today's content, and if you did, please keep in mind that it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy to put all this information together for all of you. Especially for many of you, this is free content. So please just show your love by clicking that like button. That'll also show the algorithms to put this information out to other people so that others can join our tribe. And if you're new here, again, you want accurate predictions, prophecy, truth, and good content, you found the perfect tribe. Smash that subscribe and we welcome you to the tribe, baby. Don't forget to check out my links down below for the newsletter, 2024 predictions, access, and more than anything, remember to have an amazing holiday season. Celebrate life. Celebrate you. Be kind to others as you wish others be kind to you. And most importantly, be bold. Be true. Be kind. Be you. Why? Because you're freaking awesome. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste and much love.